What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a good old look at something very exciting. The One Piece Finals. We've gone and had announcements, we've gone and had a bunch of information, and this is looking good. But I want to start off with one of the best facts we have had about the One Piece trading card game since it initially launched. And that is that the European Championships, the Euros as I'm going to be calling them, that's happening in January in Utrecht in the Netherlands. In fact, the same building I was just in for the Battle Spirit Saga Pro Tour this past weekend. And they had 2,500 tickets. And it sold out in 15 minutes. They opened up 2,500 spaces for that event, and it sold out in 15 minutes. If you wanted one fact to show you how well the game is going, how healthy the game is, how much of a roaring success this game has been, that's it. And there are a bunch of other card games that have launched in the past couple of years that are doing well or projected to do well. But this is the leader at the moment. It's not in the big three yet, but it is very much entrenched as the fourth biggest TCG right now. And we got a lot of facts to back that up. But this is one of the best facts we can use to see how big this game is, how successful this game is, how hyped this game is, that they just released 2,500 tickets for a giant event in Europe, and they sold out in 15 minutes. If you want a nice comparison point, the biggest tournament of the year every year for the Pokemon trading card game is the North American International Championships. Last year at the North American International Championships, they had 1,893 players. Call it 1,900 people. That is 600 less than just bought tickets for the Euros. For One Piece. Now, there are a few things to bear in mind here, such as how many of those 2,500 actually attend. And then, of course, does it really matter if they've sold those tickets? And then, of course, Pokemon didn't release 2,500 tickets for the North American International Championships, so maybe they actually could have got more. Maybe they would have had more if they'd have released more tickets. That is absolutely possible. How many could they have sold? How fast could they have sold them? We don't know is the honest answer. And that's not really the point. That was just a nice comparison to show quite how huge this tournament is. Outside of Japan, and maybe other Asian territories, but definitely Japan, Pokemon have not had a tournament this big. In the West, Pokemon have never had a 2,500 person tournament, and Pokemon's the biggest TCG in the world. This is a gigantic piece of news which says wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things for the game going forward. And I know there have been other card games, like I've said, that have had a good start or are projected to have a good start. But One Piece is actually proving it. This game is just... We've not seen anything like this for as long as I can remember. For well over a decade, we have not seen a card game launching like this. This is ridiculous. Now, I told my friend this earlier, and they asked me, all right then, what are the prizes? What's on offer? Because there's a lot of cash on offer at Pokemon tournaments. What's on offer here? Well, we'll get to everything in a minute, but there is a trophy. We don't know what the trophy looks like, but we have trophy cards. A first, second, and third place Kaido. This is the big deal. We have seen that One Piece trophy cards, and obviously they go to first, second, and third place. You probably should have figured that one out on your own. Fourth place does not get a Kaido. That is really important. If you come top 4, you might not get a Kaido. Fourth place does not get a Kaido. Will there be a third place playoff? Not that I've been told. And that is not normal for TCG tournaments. That is not what we're expecting. That is not to say there won't be a fourth place playoff, and obviously when third place gets this Kaido that is going to be worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and fourth place doesn't, it's a big deal. And I am asking some people over at Bandai to see if I can get an answer to this question. If I can, I will pop a comment, I'll pin it just to let you know. But obviously it becomes a very big deal when we got a trophy card of this magnitude. There's no cash on offer here. First place gets a trophy, a trophy card, that's a Kaido, 2 event pack finalists, and 2 top player packs, and then 5 booster boxes and an invite to Worlds with airfare and hotel included. Remember, Worlds is in Japan this year, so that's actually a pretty gosh darn big deal. But make no mistake about it, this Kaido trophy, we've had some big One Piece trophy cards in the past. This will be it. There are 4 of these events. 1 in North America, 1 in Europe, 1 in Oceania, 1 in Latin America. That makes 4 first place Kaidos, 4 second and 4 thirds. And that is it. As far as we are aware, they are the only ones we will ever see. And even if we get the same Kaido trophy cards next year, these have the date on them. And I know Sample seems to be covering up the number, but it has Championship 2023 stamped on there. Even if we get the exact same Kaido next year, and I'm willing to bet we don't, but even if we do, it's not going to be exactly the same because it will have a different year on it. That is very, very, very important. So what else is on offer? Well, let's have a quick look at the event schedule first of all before we get to everything else. So there are 4 of these going on, and actually the first one is the weekend of the 20th and 21st, which, as I said, is going on in Utrecht in the Netherlands. I will be there. I am going to be at that event, so anyone who wants to come and say hello and chat some One Piece, maybe play a game or 2 if I've got some time, I will be at that event, and I am psyched. It is going to be amazing. I'm also going to be at the regional in Liverpool in the middle of November if anyone's going to that one. That one is also going to be good, but maybe not quite on the same level as this. And then the following weekend, we've got it going on in the US, the 27th and 28th in Los Angeles. In Latin America, the 27th and 28th going on in Santiago, in Chile. And then Oceania is actually a 3-day event, apparently. 26th to the 28th in Victoria. This one is going to be awesome. All of these are going to be great. Now, there are a bunch of other prizes, and it does get a bit confusing. But let's just hone in on the other thing we need to be really excited about. The Uncut Sheet. This is for everybody in top 16. This is a top 16 prize. You get yourself an Uncut Sheet. And I know some people have suggested, well, hang on a second. Do we need all of the secret rares, etc. from OP05? Why can't we have an Uncut Sheet of just 1 card? And my answer would probably be, yeah, this is how they're printed. Generally speaking, the Uncut Sheets are literally, because I've seen this in other games, literally just how they're printed. And then they're cut from there. And you'll notice it's got the alternate arts, including leaders. It's got all 3 manga rares. It does not have signed Luffy. But remember, the pull rates on signed Luffy are so very, very, very low that it makes sense that would be printed kind of separately. You wouldn't put it on a sheet with a bunch of other stuff. This is awesome. You've got the Akira Igawa Law. You've got the So-So Mancherry coming in here. Obviously, you've got all the alternate art leaders, including Bello Betty. This is just, that's going to look good framed on your wall. There is also a top 8 finalist playmat given to the top 8, which, of course, features Kaido and Big Mom. And, of course, this is very much the logo for the event. But I love that they've taken the big logo off of, the key art they're using on the website. They've put it down in the bottom corner so you can really appreciate the art with, it's just lovely. And that makes me happy. Now then we have a bunch of packs, and this is where it gets very, very confusing. So let's go through them. We got Event Pack Volume 2. This is ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill Event Pack Volume 2. We've seen this a bunch. We don't need to speak about this anymore. We can move on with our lives. It's not the most exciting one here, I'll be honest with you. We've then got CS Championship Series 2023 Event Pack, which is a bunch of stuff we've seen before, but with the championship stamp on. And this is going to suck to edit this part of the video, but let's go. So we've got the Event Pack Raizo, Sasaki, Tsuru, General Frankie, Porcus the Ace, Bartolomeo, Jinbei, Uta, Sengoku, Monkey D. Luffy, and Sanji. All ones we've seen in event packs previously. The only difference is they've now got the World Championship stamp on there, which is lovely. Now, we've then got the CS 2023 Celebration Pack. Now, this is 4 cards per pack. The event pack was 2. This is 4. You get 4 of these at random. And this bit is also going to suck to edit, but I'm going to do it. Please appreciate the effort going in here to show you these cards nice and clearly. We've got Frankie, Izzo, Okiku, Monkey D. Luffy, different Monkey D. Luffy, Yamato, Trafalgar Law, Kaido, Nami, Brook, Jewelry Bonnie, Dracula Mihawk, probably the best one there, Sentomaru, Who's Who, Black Maria, Tashigi, the other best one in there, and a Don card. And all of these are ones that we've seen in tournament packs throughout the year, but now they're being reprinted with the Championship 2023 logo on, which is a pretty big deal. We've then got the Top Players Pack, which is something a little bit different. So we've got a killer here, a reprint of the one from OP01. You'll notice it says Top Player on. We've got X Drake, similar kind of thing, reprint from OP01, but it says Top Player. Capone Gang Beige, a reprint from OP04, again with Top Player on there. We got Basil Hawkins, a reprint from Starter Deck 2 with Top Player written on. We've got a really nice Trafalgar Law card. This is the 1-cost blocker from Starter Deck 3. And then Eustace Captain Kidd, a very new card. This is actually a reprint from Starter Deck 10. You get 1 card per pack in the Top Players pack, but they all have Top Player written on. We've then got the Event Pack Finalist version, which is basically what we saw from the other one, except this is the Finalist version. We've then got the Top Players Pack Finalist, which is the same as the other one, but it's got Finalist written on there as well. And then we've got the Winners Pack, where you do get the same cards again, but now they've got winner stamped on them. So if we look at the law side by side, you can see you got Top Player, and you got Finalist, and you've got Winner. Yes, there are a bunch of different packs. All in all, throughout all of the prizes, there are 7 different packs. I told you it does get quite confusing. Remember, the big things here, Kaido, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and you'll notice they've got the places written on, and they've got the different colour borders, gold, silver, and bronze, as is traditional, and then the Uncut Sheet. They are the really big prizes coming in here. Although, to be fair, the playmat is only for top 8, so it's cool. But yeah, there will actually be a playmat for participating, but that has not yet been shown off. So, let's have a look at what the prizes actually are. Just for participating, you get yourself a playmat, not in North America. You can be upset about that if you like, but there is a participation playmat given out to Europe, Latin America, and Oceania. I cannot tell you why it's not being given to North America. I wish I could. We've not been told. I'm sorry. We've then got 2 event packs. That's just your normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill event packs. A Championship 2023 event pack times 1. You get a second one at North America only if you check in early at the venue on the 26th. And then a Championship 2023 Celebration Pack, or at least 2 of those. That's what you get for prizing, just for turning up. Make top 56, you get 2 more event packs, 2 more Championship event packs, and 4 Championship Celebration Packs. Make top 128, you get 2 more event packs, 3 more Championship event packs, and 4 more Championship Celebration Packs. Make top 64, you get 2 more event packs, 3 more Championship event packs, 4 more Championship Celebration Packs, and we finally introduce something new. You get a Top Players Pack. Only the one, but that's what you get for top 64. And then top 16, you get 4 Celebration Packs, 1 Finalist event pack, and 2 more top player packs. So up to top 64, there's not really anything other than the extra packs. Top 64 and 32, we introduce top players and finalist packs, but then top 16 is where it really kicks in. Top 16, you get 1 more finalist pack, and 2 more finalist top players packs, plus an uncut sheet. Top 8, you get the playmat and some more finalist packs. 4th place, you get a booster pack and some more finalist packs. 3rd place, you get a trophy, a Kaido, some more finalist packs and 2 booster boxes. 2nd place, you get your Kaido, your trophy, the finalist packs, a few more of them, 4 booster boxes, and a World Championship invite with airfare and hotel included only North America and Europe. And this one I can answer. This one I'm fairly sure the answer is they are expecting North America and Europe to have much larger attendances than Oceania and Latin America, and therefore this is the reward for getting second in a larger tournament. I do not know that for a fact, and we'll have to see what happens when the final numbers are out there. But certainly, in terms of Pokemon events, Europe and North America get more players at the internationals than Latin America and Oceania. So that is my best guess at the reason. It is a guess, let's be clear. And then Champion, you get your first place Kaido, your trophy, more finalist packs, a winner's pack. Yeah, winner only goes to the champion. So those cards stamped with winner only actually go to the person who wins the whole gosh darn thing. And then 5 booster packs and an invite with airfare and hotel. And that is for all 4 of the events. So the champion always gets airfare and hotel covered to Worlds, whereas second place is only Europe and North America. Yes, there are some things that people are going to be upset about. The fact that Oceania and LATAM don't get a paid invite for second place. The fact that North America doesn't get a participation playmat. I understand these are things that are going to annoy people, and I'm sure some people are going to point to the lack of cash being offered for the winners. However, these trophy Kaido cards are going to be the most expensive cards we've seen in One Piece yet. They're going to be worth a huge amount of money if you actually want to sell them. So it's really not far off. I know we don't actually have cash prizes here, but trust me, these are not going to be far off at all. And yeah, there's so much cool stuff going on here. And look, I think we need to give Bandai a lot of credit for immediately opening up to 2,500 people in Europe. I think we need to give credit for the awesome trophy cards, all the finalist cards and winners cards and championship cards, and there's so much cool stuff going on here. And seriously, the biggest win, and I cannot stress this enough, is that they had enough faith in the game to just go, let's let 2,500 people register for Europe. Other games don't open them up to that many people. There is a parallel world here where Bandai opened it up to 1,500 people, and there are 1,000 people that wanted to register that failed because it sold out ridiculously quickly. Instead, they open it up to more people, and this is awesome. I told you we had a lot to get through. I've told you everything. Now it's over to you guys. Tell me if you're attending. Tell me which one you're attending. Tell me how hyped you are in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.